Okay, we've got a valley that comes to a complete point up there. And what should have happened is there should have been a return built there, just similar to mimic what they have here. So when you're standing at the face of this, they look the same. And what we could do is wrap the corner with a 6-inch gutter. This house has to have 6-inch gutters, especially all of this coming right down here. We can deliver this one down onto the roof into the lower, and then possibly run a spout back at that column or this front column with extension. Nobody made provisions for drain tiles here, which was a big mistake, especially over here. We're going to, the most logical thing would be all of this roof line delivered down into the lower. We've got a pocket area here that is most definitely going to need some ice melt prevention. But what we can do is we can take a gutter and run it across this apron board, or just run a spout here, and then they're going to have to eventually cut into this concrete and put themselves a drain tile that might be what they want to do. Unfortunately, that's something that's caught after nobody ever thinks of the gutters. So anyway, this is really sharp with profile too. But it would make sense to run a gutter across here, but we got this electric wire that we'd have to gain at least 6 inches of slack to go around the gutter, if that's going to be acceptable to the customer. Flat roof is not completed. I don't know what they're doing here, but we'll have to find out if they're doing that or if they want us to take a look at that. Inside ceiling, porch ceiling was started. It is, oh good, knotty pine. We do this all the time. So they want to complete some of the rest of the ceilings in knotty pine, which is exactly what we can do. That's not a problem at all. This is right in our wheelhouse. Breeze board would have looked nice across here. But they got the other front porch they got to deal with, and looks like they got something propped up here. I have to find out what's going on here. But this has got to get finished off underneath here with the knotty pine to match the rest. So that's going to have to all be framed in. It should be framed in going back to this 2x4 and then dressed up to match what they have in here. But yeah, this cable's a problem, and the fact that there's no drain tile here is a problem. Unless what they might want to consider is putting building an apron across here. And then that all gets mitered in and runs down to either that first column there, or I'd say the first column, and then run a second one for the other side roof. That might be an alternative. So what we would do is build an apron roof that would connect from eave to eave across here, and instead of running a gutter here, we could run a gutter around here and make it look nice. But that's still a lot of water, and you're still going to end up having to run, I don't care what you do, this is going to ice up here. All of that thawing water up there is going to be an issue down into this pocket. This was built pretty strangely. So we're going to end up, even if we do wrap this gutter around to catch that, we may end up having to do something funky with that upper corner and run a short, like 12-inch gutter to catch everything from that valley. I don't know, until we get up there and see how the water flows. It's going to be a funky thing. And then they got the ceiling here to finish off, matching what they have. We'll run the boards perpendicular to these joists here. There's some odds and ends of siding and stuff that hasn't been completed. I don't know where they'd want this downspout ran here. I'm guessing spout ran on the front with an extension here would make the most sense. So they got to deal with a flat roof. They're going to need oh wow, that door does not look like that's far off of the roof edge there. So that door's pretty tight to the roof edge, so that flashing is going to be critical, but that can be an EPDM. They're going to need a railing up there too. I don't know if they've got that situated, but all these upper gutters would probably make sense to deliver here and then down here with the porch gutter, or the flat roof gutter. Yeah, I'm not sure if I recorded the last, but the flat roof's going to need railings and probably an EPDM, but the porch door is real close to the roof edge. That's going to be a problem. We may have to remove that door and reset it. and this back side is pretty cut and dry. We can run the uppers into the lower, bring all this water to the front, which is what I would recommend. They're definitely going to want to put themselves a bubbler underground here, a nice 4-inch pipe with a riser to catch that downspout there. Take all that water to the front, but the 6-inch gutter is necessary. Not going to get away without it. So to recap, we're looking at completing the gutters on the uppers. I don't know what's going on with all these roof brackets. I don't know what's going on with all these windows that have not been installed. Find out about this flat roof system. If they've got somebody contracted there, there's going to be a gutter at least from that electrical wire around the corner on this flat roof with a downspout delivered there. I'd recommend digging and putting in a bubbler to come out here also. All this upper roof connects into there. The rear at the fence all delivered, which should deliver into a drain tile there and run out also. This I recommend. Well, first off, before we go on, I know they want to finish the knotty pine ceiling in this area here, and our only choice here, rather than taking and running the gutter all the way across here, is to build an apron to connect from left to right. That's going to be actually a lot less obtrusive and nicer, but they're going to end up having to run some sort of heat wire system to keep this from thawing out, because this is going to constantly freeze on them, because they've got all this draining down in here, and it's going to eat it right up if they don't do something. So we got all this roof line. You probably got 500-600 square foot of roof area that's coming right down to this one little point here. And they never did really build well, they do have the valley past the corner post, so that's good. And then if we take and we build an apron to come across here, we could end up with a spout, probably a 3x4 downspout, probably on that column there, and then another one either on the far side to catch that upper roof. Find out what's going on with the support, if it has to be revised. I'm guessing that's why this is here. And complete this ceiling here. There's siding that's left undone. I don't know what's going on with that. And then of course we're back to this valley that just comes to a dead end here, that we recommend reconstructing a bird's mouth to make it look just like that on the opposite side here, and then of course on the other side of the building to make it look on that. Why they didn't do that is beyond me. And then what that does is that gives us a nice platform to mount the gutter. Downspout on the rear, 2x3 to deliver down into the lower 6-inch gutter here, and either put a spout over there with a bubbler coming out, and then this one definitely is going to have to come in here, and I'd recommend putting a bubbler out to here. Would be their best route. And then there's some trim that has to be finished off. So that's what I'm thinking.